My previous video showed you how to download GitHub Desktop and get your game uploaded, but some of you keen-eared listeners may have noticed I didn't actually tell you how to use it or do anything with it. Well, that's what this video is about. Just to clear some confusion, last video I erroneously called version control backup. They are two similar topics or ideas, but they are different. Version control is about reverting code and merging code and overall helps with the advancement of building code, but isn't exactly suited as a one-stop shop for backing up your code. You should 100% at important intervals, such as when you just finish a major feature, or maybe just, once a week or whatever, back up your code to 3 locations: on-site, in the cloud, and off-site. I would also like to say GitHub Desktop is one of many version controls. I just learned of Git forks. There's Tortoise SVN. There's Subversion, which is also Tortoise SVN, but somewhat different. I don't know about that one. Each and every programmer has their own favorite, and, comment below and I may do another video on a different version control. And as always, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Let's take a tour of the app. In the upper left hand of the program, you can see the usual function keys. A lot of those functions are built into the rest of the app. Right below the function keys is the repository dropdown. You can see which repository you're currently in, and if you followed my old tutorial, make sure you're using the repository that you just saved your game in. To the right of that button, you can see the branch button, which allows you to select your branch and to potentially make new ones, or make pull requests. We'll get into branches and pull requests a little later. To the right of that button is the fetch origin button, also known as the hey, give me the new build. Under this repository button, you can see all the changes you have. So it's like, all right, I'm making all these changes to my main menu scene, or this one is just a new scene entirely. It allows you to kind of see what you're working with and what you're actually going to be uploading to the repo. And it can be a good idea that if something isn't done right, there'll be a lot of weird files here that you don't expect to see. There's also a history tab if you want to see all the uploads. Just a few of the uploads to Corralling Cats. Corralling Cats. But we pop back over to changes, and we can see down here at the bottom is the summary and description. So when I'm ready to push this, which I think I will be in a couple of days, I will make a summary. So let's see, migrated Declan's code. So it's like, okay, that's what we did, and I could give a description, and basically we took his stuff and put it into my build because the merging wasn't working right. I would highly recommend that when you are making a summary and a description, you choose one descriptive enough that when you're looking at this 3 or 6 months later and you need to know what happened to try to maybe fix something or grab something, that you actually know what this change did. You may not need it, you probably won't, but having it, if you do need it, you'll be thanking yourself. Do future you a favor. As you can see, there's tons of information here. You go to Insights, you can see who's pushing and what they did, and you should just take probably like 10-20 minutes, look around. We're not going to go over a ton here. Mostly master branch protection, making a branch, and merging branches. Realistically, there are 2 types of branches. There's the master branch, and then there's all the other branches. The master branch, you should never, ever, ever, never, ever work on the master branch. The master branch, if you follow what I say, we will be locking it away from ourselves. So if we attempt to push to it instead of making a merge to it, it won't let us. And you should keep it that way. Let's make a branch. So on this code screen, we can click this master button and we can go, hey, we can make a new branch. We go, let's go, hey, I want to make a new branch to upgrade the UI. So it would be UI, maybe, UI upgrade. And we could go create branch from master. You can actually create branches from other branches that aren't master, but for the most part, everything's going to be based off master. But like, let's say in this UI upgrade, I want to try to mess with like my organization. So I could be like UI, I could make a branch called like upgrade organization from the UI upgrade. And then when it's time to merge them with a pull request, I would merge into the UI upgrade branch, and then I would merge the UI upgrade branch into master. Hopefully that makes some sense. All right, now that we have a brand new branch, let's go protect the master branch. So we're going to navigate over here to settings, and we're going to navigate down to branches. There's lots of things you can tweak here. GitHub is full of useful, interesting information. We can click on branches, and we notice that my master branch is already protected, but let's walk through like it's not. So we're going to click add rule. We're going to type in our branch's name exactly how it is. You may need to navigate. It should be a lowercase master, but mine is uppercase master because of some shenanigans. Don't worry. So the first thing we want to click here is require a pull request before merging. So we're going to click that. And then we can also select how many people are required to approve of the pull request. I work with up to 3 other programmers. So we actually generally use at least two of us have to approve. All right, after we're done with requiring approval, you should scroll down here and select do not allow bypassing of above settings. If you're the only one in this group, you're going to be the admin, and you do not want to be able to bypass the protections because then there's no point. So you're going to check this box and you're going to hit create. There's a bunch of other buttons here I'm really not going to go over, but they're all interesting. Let's navigate to pull requests. Pull requests are what you do once you're done working on your section of the project and you want to push up to save it. You do not want to let your master get too far out of sync from whatever branch you're working on. Like more than 5 revisions is too much. So we can go over here, we can select pull request, we can say new pull request. So let's say I wanted to merge master to challenge level patch. We can click here and it's automatically able to merge. So that's great. Sometimes you're going to see a big red thing here, be like not automatically able to merge. And that's when you have to do a merge conflict fix. That is well beyond the scope of this video. And quite frankly, I like to avoid them at all possible. But if I wanted to merge these, which I don't, I just hit over here, create pull request, and then I go, hey, what are we doing? What is this? Like, hey, I'm merging the challenge levels patch with master to get the challenge levels into the base game. And then I hit create pull request, and then one of my other teammates would have to approve the game or approve the pull request, and I'd be good to go. So we know how to do some pull requests, we know how to protect master, and we know how to make a branch. Let's go make sure we're working on the right branch. So let's navigate back to GitHub Desktop, pop down over here, and we can see right here, I am currently working in the Herding Cats repository, and my current branch is the challenge level patch. If I drop down, I could switch down to the burn down test or the week 1 fixes or any of the other branches. But I want you to make sure, hit fetch origin, and make sure that the branch here matches with that brand new branch you make. We do not want it to say master. Let's wrap this all up. Version control is an important tool for an inspiring developer. It can bail you out of bad code commits, facilitate teamwork, allow you to go back to an earlier version of your code, and keep guide rails up to reduce the chance that bad things happen to your code and you have to fix it in the first place. Overall, you should be using a version control, and GitHub Desktop is very user-friendly, and these tutorials should have given you a very good idea on how to use it without blowing it all up. Toodles!